All right. Welcome to Holton's Hot Takes with special guest Julia Holton, my lovely sister.
Hey.
So you just recently graduated high school. You're
Yeah.
part of the old club now.
Mhm.
Do you feel old?
Yeah. I mean, I feel like a grandma most of the time. That is what my friends call me, the grandma of
You're
our
the
group. So I'm like, I'm a beyond you, Christopher.
I've known dads and moms of the group, but grandma of the group.
Yup.
What pertains to the grandma of the group?
I mean, I bake cookies for them. I do like little arts and crafts. I give them like wise advice, and when we like go places, like I order like the oatmeal and like the grandma meals. I always get made fun of for that. So, and I just want to like, guys, can we just stay in and chill? Like maybe don't go to a rave party. Let's just like watch a movie and knit.
I didn't know you were the grandma of the group, but it makes a lot of sense. Like naturally and all out, I'm like,
I mean, I wear most of my clothes are
Could-
from grandmas.
could be grandma of the group.
Yeah.
So do you think that high school has changed since I left high school and you were a freshman and I was a senior and then I dipped out for college? Do you think it's changed at all, or is it kind of like the same?
I mean, I know from your your high school experience, it was a lot different than mine.
Oh,
But
yeah.
I would say in general, COVID made like, personally, I think everything easier. like,
Way easier. Online
it was
classes,
a joke.
cake.
It like I remember my freshman and sophomore year, although being way more fun, and it was like the only really good years I had of high school. I felt like the classes were harder. And then my teachers were told. My teacher told me this like a month ago. They're like, we were told that we had to go easy on you guys. Like even this year, like all through COVID, you had to like give people like just easier things to do. Like go easy on them.
I feel like
So I felt like it was
as
a lot
soon
easier.
as COVID like kind of died down for us in college, all the professors made every single test like the most impossible thing, because they're like, you guys all made the averages too high, like everyone was getting A's.
Yeah, no
Online
A's for
school
us.
like easy as cake, but then they were like,
Mhm.
yeah, we can't have our GPA minimum being like a 3.0. They like to keep it below a 3.0, which is terrible. But
Mm-mm.
hey, we do
Yeah.
fine. We're doing all right.
Yeah, I feel like in high school, literally the group, there's a specific name that gets like 4.0s and above, and it's like almost a third of the class
Summa
just
cum laude
yeah,
or whatever,
like
yeah.
so many people stood up for that. It's really so many people.
I still
so.
can't believe you got a 4.0.
Excuse me, why can't you not believe that? Like,
Well, because
didn't?
like it's hard. Like it's a hard thing to do. I didn't get a 4.0.
really, you're really smart.
Well, with APs I got above a 4. But like without APs I didn't get a 4.0.
really,
Yeah.
I've always gotten a 4.0 all my years.
Well, nerd.
I'm actually not. I don't know shit. I'm just. I know I spend most of my time on school and stuff.
So-
and again, easy classes.
easy
Easy.
classes. But this was the question I wanted to ask
Oh,
you.
already?
Oh yeah. So our high school experiences were a little different.
Just a little.
Just a little.
Yeah, maybe we're.
You were into like drama. I mean, I
We
was
were
in-
stereotypes of like people. I would say.
I was a mix of a couple things.
Yeah, a little bit, but I felt like all of the Holton kids had like they were in their own like movie clique.
Yeah,
like
we
if you
didn't.
divided the tables at the high school
Mhm.
movies, we would be totally
Yeah.
different ones.
So, do you ever like? I would come back from like parties or whatever, and
Yeah.
it'd be
Oh,
late
those
at night,
parties. I
yeah.
totally know parties.
And you'd just like be in the kitchen, and we would like talk sometimes. It was so funny. Could you ever tell if I was like drunk?
That's
Like,
your
could you ever? Did you ever realize like, man, this kid's hammered right now?
I honestly, the other day I was like, wait, I've like never seen someone like really drunk, and so now that you're saying that, I shouldn't have said that because I have seen you definitely drunk.
I've multiple times. I'm talking to
Um,
you. I'm like on the verge of just like, man, I need to go in bed, and you're and.
I can't remember that many times, but I remember some like 3 times where I was like, I didn't know what a drunk person really was, so I was like, is he drunk? He could also just be like
No, I'm
high
just
on
a s-
life.
I'm high on
And,
life.
like, because that's
all
what mom does. Like she'll come back and I'm like, Mom, are you drunk? She's like, no, I just had such a fun time because
Okay, yeah,
people.
she
So-
is an actual person who can get high on life, but I'm like,
Yeah, no,
No.
there was this one time, and then you were talking about Cordy, and like, if I had to like say a speech at your wedding, it would definitely be that like time, because it was the funniest shit ever, and I was like, dang, He's like, it was also really cute because it was the happiest time I've ever seen you in your life, and you were just like ecstatic, and just
Something
like,
must have really happened great.
yeah, I was like really surprised. I was like, he's talking about his romantic life. He never talks about that to anybody.
Hey,
So he's like, she's the best, and I'm like, dang.
I might have had a couple drinks in me.
Like, yeah, I thought that he must be so high or something. He would never talk about this. But yeah, those were fun. I remember being like, oh,
Always
that's so
great.
fun.
I mean, Dad caught me once. I didn't know until
Okay, I think I was there one time that he was
It
there,
was
and I was
so-
like, oh.
I think I asked him a couple months ago, maybe like a year ago. There was this one time I came home, and I think it was my senior year, and I came home, and I was like, dang, like I need to just like get a little yak, and like I was like way over the edge. So I left the door open. Stupid mistake. And I was upstairs, and I was like, "Bleh." and then Dad goes, "You good?" I'm like, "There's just some food poisoning."
Oh, yeah.
He goes, "Ah, okay." I'm like, "Did you believe that?" He was like, "Hell no, I didn't believe that. You kidding
I
me?"
remember when you were like, had the party, and you were like, oh, here's some popcorn, Julia. Like, don't tell the parents we're having a party.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, whatever.
Hey, I can bribe you anytime.
Yeah, I remember I was reading, and I was like reading my little like fandom book, and I was just like, guys, they're so loud. I was so close to going downstairs. Like, I'm reading some really great scenes right now. I just need you guys to see my grandma in me, but like,
Grandma and Julie almost came out.
But I was like, I'm not going downstairs. Scary high schoolers. But my point was, he totally knew you having a party, and you try to like throw like the trash like down the block or something. And he was like, yeah, I always knew. He's like, he couldn't keep anything
that
from
man's
me.
too smart.
He's smart.
I thought I was a genius. I was like, I'm not even gonna throw in our own trash. Like they'll never
Big brain.
know. Big brain.
But that's funny because when I went to a party, I was like, oh, Dad, I think I'm gonna drink. I was totally talking
Yeah, it's
about
totally-
it.
I like set the pavement like.
No, they literally told me like, oh, like, you know, you can drink if you want, like, you know, be responsible and all that
Oh,
stuff.
yeah.
But like,
Obviously, be responsible.
it's just like, I don't know. They want me to go out. They're like, oh my God, you're gonna see people, please.
I think it's honestly a little dangerous. I had a couple conversations with my friends that if you go to college, since it's such like a party scene, if you go to college not like ever experiencing, you know, those people that are like
That's what I've been told. Yeah.
super like closed off. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just a lot of a shock for a lot of people, and then sometimes they overdo it because it's so much they haven't experienced before, and they just like get sucked into whole party life and everything. It's bad. So I'm happy that you got a little taste of it.
Like, and I've even before, like, I went to the one party and did drink a little bit, but I've been to other things, and they've had like options for me, and I'm like, no, it's like it's not my thing really, and I don't really care for it. So I know it's out there, but I don't feel like I'm gonna get sucked in because it's just like I've made the choice that I don't.
You got
really
better things
like
to do in your life.
Yeah, and I can be fun and playful.
Oh,
without
yeah.
alcohol.
Talking about college, are you excited to go?
It's
You're
it's a tough question. I'm more excited than I've ever been. I've almost been just terrified, and so now having a little bit of excitement is definitely something new because I always was like, I never fucking want to go to college ever.
It is a little scary. Like, it's a whole new place, whole new people. Like,
yeah. I would say
you have to share a room.
I know. Don't is that's probably the hardest thing that is gonna happen. Though I found a lovely roommate, so that's made me a lot.
That is probably the best thing you can do.
Yeah, it's made me so much less scared because we keep talking about like all our worries and stuff, and we're like, well, we're gonna have each other, and so she's great. So I'm not too worried about like the socialness of it, even though, you know, being like having to make a lot of friends is a lot, and just starting everything over. But I really love the school and all the places, and I do like, I'm kind of sick of everyone in high school.
Where you're going for everyone?
UC Davis, go Aggies! It's such a cute town, and I am kind of sick of all people at high school, and I kind of hated it.
I feel like that's what everyone does. They're so done with high school, and they're like, I need to go.
There's like some people that I am sad of leaving, of course.
Yeah.
But
me, obviously.
Of course, love bro. But yeah, I did make some new friends, and like a part of me was like, oh, I wish I could have had next year, but you know, the majority is like, I'm done with this place. I've like burned a lot of bridges, and I'm like, bitch, I just don't want to be back here.
The bridges are burned.
And like I love tech, but also tech's kind of been hell this year, so there's really nothing that I'm like really sad of leaving except like maybe two people.
You'll
So
see him
sorry,
again. You'll see him again.
I don't know about that, but maybe.
Maybe. I don't know.
We'll see. Yeah.
So drama tech, I've been in musicals and stuff before. Middle school, I was actually a lead.
Oh, I remember that.
I was
the
a
Prince
lead.
Eric.
Yeah. So
It's
I like
dark.
kind of know what goes on,
Yeah.
but not really.
Being one show, you know.
Can you like
everything.
describe in like a minute or two like what really goes on behind the curtains and like what do people not see that's super important?
To preface, I've not been a bunch of shows because of COVID, but from what I've seen is it's just pure chaos. Um, it's very much divided through drama and tech. Like you can spot a tech kid and they're just like angry.
Well, they're wearing all like black and stuff. Though.
Yeah, but like the vibe is different. Even
The
because
vibe.
this is really interesting because I was part of Beauty and the Beast costume team. I've mostly just done costumes or ASMing, and my full team was drama kids, and it's usually just fully tech, but they totally got into the tech spirit. It is like tech is away, and so they were just like being pissed at all the drama kids because really to be in tech is you're just mad at drama kids 24/7.
Why? Because they're just like not listening to you.
Yeah, like they're just not doing what you need. Like people will be like running across the stage, like sprinting it, and they're just like congregating, and we keep telling them fucking move. and we have
Please,
we-
God.
and we have to be whispering because it's like during the show, and they're like la da da, and then they'll like, oh, we have to touch their sweaty ass bodies for costumes, and some guys are like perverts and they're weird, and it's just like so there's a lot of drama, and there's a lot of
what's your worst experience?
oh.
I bet you have a lot of
tech?
them. Yeah.
I've heard of a lot of bad experiences. I will say personally, I like everyone in drama likes me, so I'm very much like a middleman, which doesn't happen with a lot of tech kids. But I befriend a lot of like I don't usually talk to the tech. I actually talk to the drama kids on most of the events, which is kind of weird because I've had a lot of drama with tech. So drama kids are just like so nice. They'll hug you and be like, "I love you," and I'm like, "Oh my gosh." And I just have a lot of friends, so I defend them a lot of the times when tech kids are trashing them. And I honestly was more of like a drama kid in my group of costumes. I was like, guys, it's not a big deal. Like, let them do that. Like, okay, they didn't bring down their thing, but they were like, no, we have to yell at them. They were getting so angry. And I just don't get angry. I'm like, it's not a big deal, guys. We're in high school theater.
True. That's true.
It makes the experience just less fun. We're just here to have a good time.
You're just way more mature than them. You're the grandma.
Again,
Come on, guys.
But I wonder what I could say like another person's worst experience was. I mean, I know this girl who
Has anyone just like tripped on stage and just absolutely ate shit?
The performance that we had, the power went out during mid-show, during mid like dance, and that was really fun.
That's awful.
They literally did like a curtain thing and then out. It was very dramatic.
That's cool.
Well, we had a fork thing like it was part of the costume, and it like bent down, and then it was almost beheading people because you were spinning around with your guests. So that was intense. I was like, oh shit, being on costumes.
No one died. Not today.
I got pelted in like the stomach because I had to put on a glove, and it's like so hard to put on a sweaty ass person glove, and I had her thing on like my chest, and I went like bam, and I was like, oh damn.
Just gotta suck it up.
But yeah, I just know a lot of people have had really icky experiences with guys, and like, oh my gosh, the main lead, Dean, he is quite
Dean. I don't even know this kid.
No,
I'm already like,
he's like the worst version of a simp. He's just the nice guy of like being icky with girls.
Those people honestly pissed me off a little bit.
Oh,
it's like a
you
white
would
knight.
hate him. He he joined the production. He's never been in drama or dancing, singing, or whatever, but he got the lead because he liked Ivy. He thought like she was cute.
Is Dean that really, really smart kid?
He's not that smart.
Who's the student of the year?
That is Xavier.
Oh, he's a beast.
He is the true beast. He was just a little character, but
that's cool.
He's crazy. But yeah.
What a beast.
Gosh.
All right, going back to our childhood a little bit. So we have quite the amount of history together. We have our highs and lows. The one story that I think that everyone should know about that was
it's the most iconic,
hilarious to this day. There's a couple.
I told it like a week ago.
Really? It just makes me look terrible, honestly.
It's the best story.
But it also
My favorite.
sheds a bad light on you too.
No, it doesn't. I'm
Okay.
a baller in it. I'm I'm
Okay.
a feminist standing up
So,
for myself.
Basically, correct me if I'm wrong, by the way.
Probably gonna be wrong.
I was annoying you a lot. You were
Yeah,
like,
he was
I don't know,
being mean.
You were like a 1-year-old.
I was really young. Yeah.
Like 1 or 2, and you're just sitting down on the ground. I was bugging
Yeah,
you.
you were taking away my toys and be like, ha ha.
And I was like right up in your face, just like boo hoo, boo hoo.
Asshole.
And then you went chomp and bit the fuck out of my nose,
Left
like it was a
marks.
carrot, and I was
it's
screaming for my
defenseless.
life.
Okay, that's
It hurt.
You were crying, and then Mom was yelling from the bathroom, Chris, be nice to your sister, like, because she thought I was
like,
the one crying.
This kid just
And then-
bit me.
And then she came out, and she was like, "Oh, it's Christopher crying. Good job, Julia." That's what she said.
That is some absolute.
It's so good.
Yeah.
I'm so proud of that story.
I just to this day I'm like, oh my nose. Could have been beautiful, but now it's all
No.
messed up, man. All
Ruined.
because of you. So
Take pride.
is what it is. We have a lot of memories at Disney together. We went to Disney World. We've been to Disneyland. I mean, you've been there countless amounts.
yeah,
Do you even know how many times you've been there?
It would have been fun to count, but
I
there
think
was
it's in like almost 50 times.
yeah. I would probably say one summer I went every other week. So.
Jesus
And
Christ.
I went like almost every month. For
How do
most of
you,
middle
like,
school?
Do you just do the same stuff or?
No, I really don't. I mean, in general, now that I'm with Dad, I eat a lot. So, but I don't eat
the
this.
food at Disney.
It's
is just,
so good, and now almost every place has a vegan option, so I can
yeah.
eat like a lot of things. So I'm eating like different things a lot of times.
Have you ever tried any of their non-vegan stuff though?
I mean, before.
Their churros.
I do have
Oh.
churros every year for my birthday. That's my tradition.
It is.
I used to have the ice cream fire truck thing. I don't know if you ever got
I
that.
don't think I've ever had that.
It's really good. But honestly, before when we went in like middle school, Mom would always go with me, and so we'd bring our own food. So sadly, I have not tried that much.
I've heard that there's like insane food now. Like they even have even better than what they had before.
Yeah, they have like I've seen videos of the chefs that make it, and it's like they're top notch, and they really put a
Yeah.
lot of effort into it. It's good.
Yeah. So what do you think your best experience at Disney is?
Oh,
Disney World,
are-
any Disney thing.
I have my things.
Oh yeah.
I don't remember what I said.
I think mine
Yeah,
was when we
honestly,
went to Disney
I
World.
can't think of any time I've been to Disneyland with you. Like
We've been to Disney.
genuinely.
Okay, we went
Like
Man.
no.
we went to Disney World at least together.
Yeah, we did, and
And
you were a
so-
bitch there.
Oh
so.
my god.
Yep.
You
Yep.
just like seeing the worst
No, you
things.
literally were. I made like Snapchat videos every day, and like pretty much a diary of that trip, and it's just trashing you the whole time because you were really mean to me. You were.
Are you gonna bite my nose again?
You
Like,
literally
oh my
we were
gosh.
walking, and you would just like try to scare me from behind, and then taser me and run away. You were just like being obnoxious.
How old was I? Was it like?
Ugh,
was like-
worst age, probably like 13 or
I
something.
think I was pretty young. I was a
Yeah.
youngin.
You definitely got better after that, but it was not a good time.
Yeah, but
I
we'll.
was bitter.
My best experience was Avatar Land.
You were really nice there because you were having a good time.
That was.
It's so
super
sick.
dope.
Like that ride where you're like,
The ride was
the
nuts.
thing,
Also,
like,
even the
oh.
restaurant was cool. Like they had that little like
yeah.
eating place.
Oh my gosh,
and they
that
had
was
like
so good.
it was so cool.
Dude, you're making me want to go back there.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Also, I've never been to the Star Wars like thing they have. Have you been there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like
It looks cool.
it's really cool, and I have to say their food is like maybe my favorite out of the whole park. Like
They
have
have
really good
super
food.
cool. Like they have these like cool like Coca-Cola like cup thing. I don't even know.
Like the blue and drinks.
Yeah.
Yeah, like plant based. I don't know what's in them. I've
It's
tried to describe
crazy.
them. It does feel like it's from another world. It's really cool.
It's cool.
And like you just see stormtroopers go up and they have super fun interactions. But every time I'm like, oh shit, there's stormtroopers.
yeah, I'm
And
like,
like
nah,
Chewbacca's
I can't mess
just
around.
like walking around. It's cool. And then they have like little droids like going around. And I like the vibe. And the whole thing
Yeah.
is really cool. And I did a Princess Leia bound, and a staff member asked to take a picture of me. He was literally fangirling over me. I was like, oh, thank you.
That's the highlight. A staff member fangirling over you.
I would say, okay, we're gonna talk about rides later, so I'll like save
We
that.
can just go right now. What's your
Okay.
favorite ride?
Space Mountain, baby, for sure.
That's a good one.
And I would say that is kind of my favorite memory. Like, just
If you could, would you like give up like I don't know, let's say like something really important to you just so you can go on Space Mountain the first time? Like that first time was probably insane. Like
that, yeah, I would imagine. I was really terrified because I like hated roller coasters back then, but I don't know. I don't know if I would give up stuff because it's so magical to go on again because I really do get like a high, happy, elated feeling. And I don't know how the ride goes. I haven't had it memorized because you're in the dark, so I still feel
have
that
you ever
excitement.
seen the pictures of it without in the
No, and I'll fucking never look at them because I hope it never breaks down on me. I do not want to lose the magic. It's just so magical. Like, I just get so happy. Like, I think they produce drugs in the air.
They must be like
because
spewing in some scents that
it's
just
really,
make you like.
It's amazing. But I also got that feeling when I went to Disney World on the plane ride there. I got super, super happy. Like, that's one of my favorite memories. And I always said, like, when people are like, what's like your favorite like thing in your life that's ever happened to you? I'm like, going to Disney World the first time, not with this sucker, with my dad.
Man.
That was like, I was so happy.
Cloud 9 right there.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
But if we're gonna talk about our like least favorite Disneyland,
Yeah.
this is kind of recent, but this guy, I really have had not many. This is the only one I could really think of. Because I've even lost things at Disneyland, and people are so nice when
They
you lose
will,
things.
Like, help you find it.
I did have a funny thing that when I lost my phone, I was in the line to like get it. I actually don't remember what happened to that, but the only thing I remember is the lady behind me. We were talking, and I'm like, "Yeah, I lost my phone." Like, "Oh my gosh, I just got like, it's like a stupid ass phone." And she's like, "I just lost my wedding ring, 15 grand that I got like a couple weeks ago. I'm newly fucking wedding."
Wow.
And she lost a ride or the trash can or something. And
What an idiot.
and I was like, dang, I should really not be complaining. I really felt so bad for her. But yeah, my least favorite is this guy. It was when I came out at Disneyland to my dad, and it was actually the gay days at Disneyland. I did not know this.
They have gay days?
Yeah, they have these gay days. I don't know if Disneyland is like specifically supporting it, but it's a thing where you wear red. A lot of and like there's like these shirts and stuff, but like like gay people go and wear red. But there's also a lot of people like that are queer, like cosplay. It was a really cool day to go, but I did not freaking know that. But I went to the Red Rose Tavern, and we were talking to the guy that worked there. This like chunky, like white, looked like he's from the South guy, and he was pretty much just like being like pretty homophobic, but like not in a really outright way, but it was like he was like I don't like he's like, why are these gay people here, and like this is like too fleshy, and like blah, blah, blah. I kind of blocked out a lot of things he said, but I was like, wow, I'm like really here. I was all in rainbow too, and I was like, can you not tell? And I felt like in a really weird position because I kind of wanted to like yell at him and be like, do you know who you're talking to?
Yeah, just go off. Be like,
but I was also like not out to my dad at that point, so I was like, this feels weird.
You should have just right then and there be like, motherfucker, like you know who I am.
Right? And he was like, this is not Disney spirit. He was being so mean. I'm like, I like want to get you fired because you were being a little
California,
brat.
you're at Disney.
Yeah, and he was like talking to us, and other people would try to like ask him questions. He was like, no, he like wouldn't help people.
Oh
he was being such a bitch. And I was like, how did you get this job? So that pretty sucky. But
okay, going into I guess we can segue into the juicy stuff.
ooh.
So we had a conversation about this like a couple weeks ago or something, how it's super hard to get out of the friend zone
Oh,
when
story of my life.
like with lesbian people, like
Yeah.
because everyone's just like girls are just super close, like they can just get super close and they're just friends.
Yep.
But then like how do you bridge that, like, because when it's a guy and girl, like
It's so direct.
like there's something
clear
about
lines.
to go on, like
Like you do the same thing with that. If like I was straight, I do the same thing with a guy and a girl. Like if I did some of the things I do with the girls, people are like, oh, you were definitely dating that guy. But
Yeah.
then with girls, it's just like, we
like
don't
I
know.
can I can take a girl out to dinner and then watch a movie and you're like, that's a cute date, like but you take like you go to the dinner and a movie with
Yeah,
your friend, it's like, oh, it's a fun day.
Yeah.
But then you're like, no, that was a date.
The date
That
too.
was was a date.
You just have to be like super clear and direct and like just use your words, which is hard. But like, who does that? You just want to, and like also you just want to like sometimes feel it out. Like I did this thing, I planned it a day, and I just wanted to like see if I wanted it to be a date or a friend thing, because I didn't really know her.
You don't want to mess something up.
Yeah,
if you,
so
like,
I didn't want to be like, this is.
I don't want to.
Yeah, so I wanted to be able to be like, okay, I'm gonna pull it back, and this is just gonna be friend, because it's a little awkward being like, hey, you want to go on a date with me, and like, just like it'd be weird. And I remember telling people about this, and they're like, Julia, you have to make it clear that it's just for friends. And I'm like, well, what if it's not really? Like, I don't know. But then it was super messy the whole time. I was like, is this a datey? Because we were kind of acting datey, but then we were kind of using like friend. It was really weird. But
what do you think is like
I
the
don't
sign?
know.
Like, oh, this is a date. Like holding hands is pretty like.
Dude, this same girl, same damn girl was like, hey, can I hold your hand? This is our second hanging out, and I was like, I actually don't know about that, because I view that as like a little bit more romantic, and I have this whole thing because my ex holds people's hands platonically, and so
That's weird.
hate it. I hate when people hold hands, and like she really wanted, and then like the third time we hung out, she was like really wanting to cuddle, and was like, okay, fine, like I'll platonically cuddle with you, after like the whole day of me being like, I'm not really sure, and it was fine, but I still think back onto that and I'm like, it's weird, because I really do see cuddling as platonic, and I'm like, where the fuck lines are they drawn? And then I was talking to friends the other day,
I don't think cuddling's platonic.
It's fucking not. And I was talking to friends the other day who are queer, and they're like, yeah, I kiss, like, kissing is not romantic. And I'm like, okay,
what?
Can you
what
just fuck all your
now?
friends? No, literally, like, my friends, like, fuck their other friends who are also queer, and it's just supposed to be a platonic thing. They kiss, it's platonic. And I'm like, okay, so are you telling me I have to like marry, have kids, have a whole life? Even that people do platonically in the queer community. Like, there is no way to be like, this is purely romantic. And
you basically just have that straight up tell them.
Yeah.
Which is weird.
And then some people are like, oh, okay, and they didn't really want it to be romantic, and then they're like, it's really messy, and then you lose close friends, because if you fall in love with someone who's your friend, it sucks, and you're like, you having to risk that friendship.
It's a big risk.
Really hard. So that's why I've like been wanting to like literally just go up to girls who I kind of know, like through mutual friends or something, and be like, hey, you want to go on a date? Like, preface like, this is
honestly,
starting romantic.
I think they would be super down.
Like, wouldn't that? I would love if someone be like, I think you're really
it.
pretty. I really want to get to know you. Like, you seem like a really cool chick. Do you want to go on a date with me?
Boom.
And then, but.
Boom.
Well, all my friends say that's not the way lesbians do it. Lesbians become friends and then they date. But I'm like, I don't
be that lesbian who's not like all the others, man.
Yeah, because how do you get out of the freaking friend zone?
You gotta be.
I would like to
stand
know.
out. I was just talking with Cordy like on Tinder. Like, you have to stand out if you like want something to happen, or you're just gonna like be friends, or it'll fizzle out. Like, you have to like stand out somehow.
Yeah, on queer dating apps, like half the time it's just like a friend dating app. I've heard, and I'm like, no, I want like to be dating apps if I'm gonna go on them, which I don't know how I feel about dating apps.
Yeah,
but
are you on any dating apps?
I'm not. Okay, Dad, I was talking to Dad about it, being like, just like chatting. He's like, do not get on dating apps, Julia. You're too young for that. Like,
oh my
no.
gosh,
and I was like,
you're
okay.
not too young.
But I
for
do know
that.
people on dating apps. A lot of queer people are on dating apps because it's hard to like, it's find people.
Yeah. I mean, it's getting a lot easier now, especially in college. I feel like it's easier.
Davis especially is very queer, but again, it does, I think it's supposed to help make this specifically romantic at the get-go, but we'll see. I kind of hate dating apps, so we'll see if that happens.
I've never had experience with dating apps.
I want you to like bring on a senior lesbian, and then like I want to know her advice, because I don't know shit. I've only like been in the community.
I should ask Camila. She is pro lesbian.
Yes, to see.
She honestly has the same like aesthetic as you. She's very. Really? I'll have to show you her Instagram later.
Does she have a girlfriend?
She used to. I don't think she does right now, but she used to.
I want to know her thoughts on queer dating.
There's an iconic photo of her. Maybe I'll put it up on the screen. Maybe I won't. We are painted our nails black, and we had Coronas, and we were drinking we were drinking at Trevor's Beach House. It was amazing. That's
great.
I was like, this is some queer energy right here.
For sure.
So going on to the next thing. So I kind of know how the whole everyone finding out in our family kind of went. I thought it was hilarious. I knew from the
What?
get-go since you were like 10. I was like, man, this
I
girl's
don't know how though,
gay.
because like most people think I'm straight. So
You give off straight energy for the most part.
I don't know. I
don't
want to
know
know
even
what people define as gay energy,
Okay,
other than being masculine.
for a lesbian, if I had to say like, oh, like she's definitely a lesbian, I would say I don't know. Yeah, it's usually like masculine stuff,
Yeah.
and then that's tough. Whoa,
It's really
I
tough.
didn't think about it. That's kind of tough.
Because I've thought about this a lot because my like
Short hair is a good sign usually, but that's
Again.
like
masculine.
pretty
But,
masculine.
My pretty much best friend, everyone thinks she's gay. Like people will just straight up assume and like have no question about it. Honestly, some people think we're dating. We are not dating, but it's pretty funny. I have some funny
We're
stories. with her.
friends. Trust me.
But I am pretty physical with her. But
Maybe she wants to get out of the friend zone.
honestly, I wouldn't be that surprised if she did say she was in love with me. A lot of my friends think she's in love with me, but
Could be in love, could be friends.
We
You'll
don't
find
know.
out next episode.
she's a friend to me. But everyone thinks she's gay because she looks gay. She has gay interests. She's just like every fucking thing about her seems gay.
She the
But-
blue-haired person?
Yeah, she like changes her hair
pretty gay.
color. No, like seriously, and people will think I'm straight, and I get so annoyed about it because I'm like, she literally identifies as straight, and
You should dye your hair blue. But
hair-
I like the red hair, so.
yeah, my hair is really cool, and I like cottagecore lesbians are a thing, and I'm just like, I am a cottagecore lesbian. Like that's the style I
Yeah.
ascribe to.
Gotta
there has
own
to
it.
be some people
Own it
like
up.
us.
So when did you become a vegan and why? I never actually knew
Ooh,
why.
You don't know why? 7th grade. So longest vegan I know. And it was like midnight or 1 a.m. decision.
Just random.
Never thought about it before. I literally actually
What?
thought about being like
You were a
vegetarian.
vegetarian.
No, I was not a vegetarian. I remember thinking about vegetarianism, and I was like, I would never do that. I told Mom, I was like, I would never become a vegetarian. She's like, maybe one day, and I'm like, nope. And then I thought about veganism as like, oh, that's really cool, but also never could do it. Like those were my
Yeah,
thoughts.
those are vegan's more extreme.
No, yeah. But I was like no to both. And just one night I was watching one of my favorite YouTubers at the time, and she was vegan, and I thought, and I was also thinking about like life improvement and all that stuff, and I was like, maybe I should do this. Like I think I was thinking about cleaning my
You cleanse the body.
yeah, and so the next day, cold turkey, baby, I went vegan. But
Did
I
you
will.
ever get withdrawals? You're like, I need cheese.
Funny thing is, I lived off cheese. That's what I ate every day.
I remember.
When I went home, I'd make cheese quesadillas. I'd make cheese nachos. That's all I ate. So I still don't know what happened in my brain that was like, I need to become vegan. Because I went very like right off.
It's crazy.
But I'm not that strict, so that helped. Honestly, I think I was a better vegan back then than I am now. Kind of.
Everyone starts off as a great vegan, and then it just starts degrading. Like,
Like,
I'll have one meal that's not vegan.
Yeah, like when I go out, I'm just so not as.
It's
as
hard to be
strict.
vegan when you go out, for the most
But-
part.
I find it like it's not as hard as people think, but it's
Really?
to be really strict. It's hard. Like nothing, like even the
Like no
scent
butter,
of it.
no nothing.
Yeah, like having butter and things definitely hard. Like I'll have some mashed potatoes. I'll have a cupcake.
Yeah.
But I cook vegan, and cooking vegan's pretty damn easy.
Yeah. So, as a grandma, are you more of a cat lady or a dog
Oh
person?
my gosh, do you even know me, Christopher? I am a freaking cat lady all the way.
Okay.
I mean, I'm pretty sure you've called me a crazy cat lady before. So
Could be cat
Yeah.
lady.
I always thought I was just gonna die alone with my 5 cats. I
Well,
probably still will,
nah.
but
You'll have 6 cats.
but yeah, I like dogs. I might have one because I do want to like hike a lot, and I want the safety of a dog to be with
You
me,
should
and
get,
I
like,
can't get a cat with
big
that.
German Shepherd, something that can like
Yeah.
protect you.
I do want a protection dog, but other than that, I could take or leave a dog. I mean, they're kind of a lot. They're extroverts. They're like, I want your attention, and like that's fun when I want it. But for
Yeah,
cats,
yeah.
I like that they're chill. I respect they're like, I'm a bitch, don't touch me, because I'm like that. So cats are really just like
I'm a bitch.
my
don't
animal.
Touch me.
But then they'll sometimes want their love, and so like that's really cute.
So ideally, what?
All the animals
what?
I want. Yes. Yes. Okay.
How
so-
many animals would you have, and what would they be?
Okay, so if we're gonna talk
And don't
like
be like, I want 20 animals.
no, like I'm not gonna go off all the animals because I do genuinely want to farm, so I would have like 20 animals.
Okay.
But if I had to do my more
Say like 10 or less kind
realistic, like if I had to talk like top 5,
of thing. Okay.
I'd say cat for sure.
Do you have a specific cat or?
Okay, I don't have a specific breed because I do want to have like an adopted cat. So no, but I
yeah,
want
yeah.
it to be white, and I wanted to name it Marie after the Aristocat. So that's the most specific I'll get. And then I kind of do want like more than one, so I would want it to have like babies with another cat, and then I have like the little kitties because those are so cute.
That'd be cute.
And then I think second has to be a horse. I've wanted a horse for a very long time, and I'm going to Davis, and I really want to
What?
do horse riding classes because they have a whole equestrian center and they have classes. So I think just live out my like prairie dream of just riding
You're
horses.
gonna be a straight farm lady.
Yeah, but that's what Davis is known for being farm. And like, I'm not majoring
You
in
know-
farm life, but I really kind of want to.
Cal Poly SLO also like Farm Central. They have
Yeah,
like one of the
that's cool.
best farm majors. Like
Really?
Yeah.
I know Davis is known for it. I did not know Cal Poly was known for
I think
it.
they're like. I mean, how far north is Davis? It's kind of far north.
Sacramento area?
Oh, that's way further than
Yeah.
I thought.
No, it's literally like just farm.
So you're gonna start
stuff. It's
jumping
like,
with horses?
no, I just want to like go in the mountains and again just be in the mountains with my animals.
What do you
and,
do in
like,
the mountains? Like, I know what I do in
look
the
at
mountains. What do you
pretty-
do in the mountains?
Look at pretty shit. Like,
Look at pretty shit.
and like take pictures, and I want to like learn.
You should learn how to
How-
do photography. That's what I've been trying
No,
to do.
I really do. There's a photography class. I'm pretty sure. I mean, there's a class for everything,
Yeah,
but
there's a class for everything.
my friend's really into photography, so she can maybe teach me. But I love photography, and I also want to like sketch things. Like I like just sitting down and sketching the area, and I want to sketch like foliage and like learn plants and learn like if I got
You
stranded.
know, there's an app
like,
now
Of course, there's an app.
that can,
Everything.
that can show you what any plant is. Like, you just have to take a picture of it, and it'll tell you.
That's really
any,
impressive.
like,
But I want that knowledge in my brain.
okay,
like-
yeah, you're gonna know a random flower and what it is.
But like, well, California, I can learn like.
Do you have a favorite flower?
It's always been like kind of a rose, but I feel like that's so basic. But I mean, Beauty and the Beast, it's like really iconic
Yeah.
and it's romantic and it smells
Romantic.
nice. I literally do smell roses. Like I am the bitch that's
Okay,
like,
so if
stop
a
and smell
girl
the
gives you a
roses.
rose, is that romantic or is that just friendly?
Oh my god, Mark and me talked about this.
Is
'cause
that
I was
just
like,
friendly or
oh,
is
I'd
that
give a girl a
romantic?
rose, and he was like, Julia, that's
Man.
romantic. No, I gave it my friend, who, well, I do have a crush on, but I did give them a bouquet of flowers, and I was like, it's a platonic.
You're like, oh, I hope she gets the hint, but
my friend, like a week after Shelby, the gay straight one, was like, do you like this person? I was like, oh shit, I'm not settled.
they fucking got me,
Where did I get
man.
wrong? Yeah, no, I would say someone giving me a rose, I would not. I would be like, it still could be platonic. Anything. They have to say I'm in love with you romantically for me to be like,
Alright.
it's romantic.
We'll take note.
No one's gonna do it. So
No one
hard.
does that.
no
Especially
one does it.
nowadays with the internet,
You
they're
just
like,
get like, I don't know, signals.
they just
and-
ghost you in real life. I'm like, what happened? And then I'm like,
what? What are you
Have
talking
you
about
ever
ghosting?
have you ever been ghosted in real life?
I ghost in real life.
I've ghosted someone in real life.
I am the ghoster of all my like people. I've ghosted like
There's
4
like
people.
I usually just ghost people I don't like. That's the main people I ghost.
I ghost people 'cause I'm jealous, but I've ghosted one person I don't like, but mostly it's like I'm jealous, and so I.
Yeah.
But I fade away from some people I don't like. But fading away is
that's
different.
just like natural though. I feel like everyone
well,
fades away.
purposefully fading, like.
Oh, you're
Gen-
like, oh, they
like-
texted me. I'll
Okay,
respond to that one.
yeah. But no, I usually ghost people and I become friends back with them.
So we're almost kind of getting close to the end. So you've been watching a lot of movies recently.
I'm a movie fanatic.
So and also reading a couple books. You got a couple books for your
Yes.
graduation.
Yeah.
Do you have 3 book recommendations for just people should read these because it's good,
Mm.
it's culture, you know?
I would say, well, the most recent full book I read again was Tuesdays with Maury. I really like that book
Mhm.
for the messages, and I feel like it's pretty universal for most people. Little Woman is my favorite book, and that is the one I got at graduation.
Can you give
Uh,
like a 30-second synopsis of that? Because
Little Woman?
I've never even like heard of Little Woman
Mm,
until you.
never heard of it. It's very
I'm not a
famous.
lesbian.
That's not a fuck. I wish it was, but no. It's just iconic. It's this family of sisters and a mother, and the dad is like away on war, and they go. It's really just like a simple book. There's not much plot to it. It's just like a little.
Follows their life.
It's like
kinda.
what's the thing called? I don't know the specific term, but in like anime,
Isekai? Slice of life?
slice of life,
Mm.
yeah. But it does teach you a lot of great lessons, and when I read it, I just feel like being a good person. And then there's this like kind of romance between Jo, who's like a feminist, like wanting to like write her own novel and stuff, and then this other guy, I can't even remember his name. He's I don't know. I have thoughts about him, but
We have thoughts.
and then they like get together or something at the end, and it's a lot of sister fighting. The girl burns the girl's manuscript, like the sister burns her life's work. That is such
That's a snake
it's
move.
such a scene, and she has to forgive her and like be kind because her mom's always like the mom is like the grandma of the group and just be like so kind and like let's love everybody.
Mm.
And they like give their food, their Christmas food to like poor people on Christmas. Like they're just doing kind things, go to parties, have some drama, but yeah, just a lot of great messaging. Like it feels like a little bit of a children's book because it is written for children, but it is mature enough to like read as an adult. But it has just a lot of good morals.
That's cool.
So yeah.
So do you have any like actors you have either had a crush on or just like in general? For me, Scarlett Johansson,
That's a good one,
11 out of 10.
yeah.
And then just actors I like. Obviously, the classics. Tom Holland, Benedict Cumberbatch.
Yes.
They're just great
Okay,
actors,
so I'm just
great
seeing
people.
a Marvel actor.
I just like Marvel
Like,
people. I was
yeah.
about to say Thor, Chris Hemsworth,
Oh,
like
gosh.
all these guys. They're just cool people.
They really are. They pick the coolest people from Marvel.
I don't know
like,
how they find like
I
I never knew of Tom Holland until
Yeah, I know,
Spider-Man,
right?
and they just picked him out of nowhere.
He was. I don't know, some weird indie things I think, but that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
But-
Tom Holland's definitely on my list. Like I would say.
So if you were straight, you'd be straight for Tom Holland.
I think like that is one of the guys that. Yeah.
Do you think a guy could turn you straight just for like a week?
I've thought about that
Just,
because like
fake it for a week, man. I really like this guy.
who was it? The other I know. It was Tom Holland because I was like, there's something I was watching and I was telling friends I was like, dang, like making me question my like being bi maybe, but like nah. But it was Tom Holland. I was watching the Spider-Man movies and it's like he every time is like he's such a great dude. But when I first got obsessed with him, when I didn't know I was gay, I like went down a rabbit hole of watching all of his interviews and I was like looking at his Instagram feed and I was like, Julia, you're not gonna get obsessed with him, and like just turned it off, which I can't do with the girls. Like I will just get obsessed and I have no control. But
that should have been your moment. Like, man, why can I not let go of these other people?
but he is. I don't know why I have such a strong like. I think like I just relate to him a lot. Like a lot of male characters I really love, I relate to. But he's also cute. My friend does not think he's cute, and I think that is ridiculous.
They might just not
Yeah,
like
he's so
humans. I think they just might not like
right?
humans.
Blind. But
You don't like Ryan Reynolds though, right?
is
We're
that
like
the
I
guy
don't-
that's like
he's Deadpool, and
yeah. Okay, I think he's like average. He's fine. Like he's not.
that man's a absolute
know.
godsend.
Like I think a lot of like I can say he's I guess an attractive man, but there's a lot of just like attractive men, but they're not like oh my gosh, I feel like attracted like oh wow that's a really attractive man
What
like
are your-
whoa
What are your thoughts on people that are bald?
no
I
like
good to know. Good to know.
I-
Don't go bald.
uh-uh.
What is your ideal party theme? If you were to throw a big party, like no price tag on it, nothing. Like what kind of party are you throwing? What's the theme?
Oh my gosh, for
Because you're
me,
a party planner.
I am a party planner, and that oh
Because we've thrown a lot of party at our frats, so I've seen a lot of themes like space cowboy and and disco and like
I'm
the
sure.
jungle, like all these really cool, like we have ice luges. It's super cool. Like what would be your ideal party
Ooh.
theme kind of?
That is really hard to think of because I haven't thought of too many that are like really cool. So
Yeah.
I'm sure I could come up with something really cool, but I did think of like Greek gods,
Greek gods is fun.
like having like statues and everyone's like dressed up
Everyone has
and
a chalice for their drink.
yeah, and then like if it's like no budget, like you can like smash the things off the wall
That'd be so cool.
and pretty much just like Thor, and yeah, and then you could like it would be so sick if you could like like the little bust statue things you can have on your like I don't know, I really want one of a little pretty lady, but you could like get it shaped of you or like your lover or something. That would be really cool.
That'd be cool.
I also thought
My
of, like
lover.
lover. I also thought of like a cruise party would be cool. I get seasick, but I don't know. There is so many great party themes. I mean, futuristic's always fun.
Yeah.
I had a 80s disco futuristic party. That was pretty fun.
Whoa.
So that's like a lot. I had to make it like 80s, but then also futuristic. Kind of reminded me of Back to the Future.
2080.
Whoa. Yeah, that was my playlist name. It was really
It's
cool.
gonna be crazy when it's already weird to say 2022.
Yeah, I thought it was like
To say 2080,
mm-mm.
it's gonna be like what?
It's really weird.
We're
We're gonna
not-
be live then, aren't we?
Yeah, we're gonna be alive when it's 2080. Hopefully. Oh my
Shit.
God.
Yeah, I mean, I always thought you'd be the first to die. Serious. Stupid.
You heard it here first. She's gonna kill me if I die.
No, you just
It's
like
all
do
our
stupid, reckless things. Like,
I do
Mark
fun
and me
things. That's what I
are-
do.
oh, fun is just a synonym for stupid, reckless for you. Like,
You might be correct.
yeah, because Mark and me are more cautious people. So,
Yeah, a little bit.
I would just stay in my house the whole time. Mark would just stay in his house. I mean, unless someone bombs
I'll
our house.
burn down my house.
Yep. I mean, okay, I do maybe burn down my house.
You
'Cause I
might
cook,
burn down cooking, but
bad, but
rather than that,
it's never happened yet, so it's not
knock
gonna
on
ever
wood.
happen.
Knock on wood wherever. it
Never,
is.
we do not have wood.
Well, it was a
but yeah.
pleasure to have you on the podcast.
It was so fun being here.
And good luck in college.
Thank you. I'm gonna need it.
It's hard, but you're gonna do great, and you're gonna meet so many cool
I
people,
hope so.
and you're gonna have a great time.
Yeah, I hope to meet my future wife. I really want.
And that's a wrap.